Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. Right now, yeah, we are, like I said, not in a great spot for Bitcoin, but not horrible either. Okay. And if you've been through a couple years or a couple cycles, you know that corrections are always happening. And a lot of times they're healthy. Okay. Even though when you live through it, no one wants to hear that. No one wants to believe that any correction is healthy, that all corrections are bad. But hey, that's how you can load up on cheap Bitcoin, right? And plus, nothing goes up forever linearly. There's always dips and valleys, and that's how things work. So if you look at some of the metrics, things are actually quite healthy. We're about 12% down from top. We've had 15% dips in this cycle. It happens all the time, okay? But we got a lot of great things going on. And a lot of these metrics are showing that this is a reversal point. MVRV, Bollinger Bands, there are a lot of things that are showing that we are ready to reverse after this correction. Okay. So you know what? Whenever you feel like, man, all hope is lost. Okay. A lot of people feel that way because we're in September. Because September is historically a bad month for stocks and crypto. But you just don't know. Last year was the same thing. Last year, everyone was even more depressed because back in September, Bitcoin was still like at $50,000, $60,000. Okay. But we actually had a green month. And then we followed up the terrific October and November, right? So don't be discouraged. Just follow what you've been doing, okay? Which is holding and DCAing. That's all you need to do. Do not panic. When you panic, that's when things go wrong. Speaking of metrics, there are more things that just show there are a lot of opportunities for Bitcoin to reverse. RSI is another one. I mean, there are just a lot of them. Okay. And besides just metrics and charts, okay, of course, the fundamentals, okay, keeps on getting stronger. For example, the holders keep on accumulating. That's what we want to see. Look, I mean, in fact, look at this. While I've been talking, look at this. Okay. You just don't know sometimes. You really don't. But like I've been saying, fundamentals are getting better. Investors are holding, long-term holders are holding, public trade companies are holding and buying. Global ETFs now hold 7% of the supply. That's not really a good thing, but short term it is because it shows you that not everyone is dumping, right? A large portion of the circulating supply is held by ETFs. But long term, if the ETFs continue to hold more and more and more, that's bad. We don't want ETFs to hold like 50% of Bitcoin supply. That would be horrendous. Bitcoin is meant for the people, right? So you don't want to get scared and sell all your Bitcoin away to all these big boys. That's not what you want to do. El Salvador is having the first state-backed conference with Jack Mallers and Max Kaiser. No surprise, some of the big names in the space. El Salvador continues to DCA as well, 1 Bitcoin per day. And there are times they just buy a little bit more. And they hold like $500 million, maybe even more than that now in Bitcoin. It's never too late. Never too late to get in. Metaplanet, also, they've been buying and buying and buying. They're going to restructure, kind of like, strategy. Basically, they're going to authorize additional shares, and then they're going to be able to offer and sell shares or more shares in order to buy more Bitcoin. No surprise. No surprise. Right? And of course, Saylor, not to be outdone, decided to buy another 4,000 Bitcoin, close to $500 million. Now they have 636,000 Bitcoin. And Saylor's never going to stop at this point. So, in terms of fundamentals, okay, probably the most important one is basically how many people are still buying. The accumulation, the addresses, the overall supply, how much of that is removed, how much of it is still being bought and continues to be healthy, okay? Just last week, we had 5,300 Bitcoin being bought, 6 new treasuries launched, that's 6 brand new companies, and that's ones that we know of, okay? There's plenty more that's buying Bitcoin that we don't know of. These are the ones that just like actively reported, and there's so many more, right? This is good. This is very good. Another fundamental that not a whole lot of people talk about is the hash rate, okay? The miners, are they still hashing? Are they still securing the network? Are they pushing forward mining? And the answer is yes, because the hash rate continues to go up. This is basically how difficult it is, okay? Or how much power they're using to solve this Bitcoin equation for mining. And it's at all-time high, basically. Okay, so despite the fact that the price may have come down from all-time high, these miners continue to do their job and secure the network and make it even more secure. As the hash goes upwards and the difficulty goes up, it makes it better for the network and harder for anyone to ever try to hack it, which at this point would be nearly impossible. So just think about that. Think about that. So can a major reversal happen? Yeah, most definitely. There are a lot of charts that's showing that there are signs after this normal, healthy correction, what's coming next? A reversal. So we'll see. We will see.